Well, good morning, everyone. Here we are today in Cape Girardeau County, Missouri, and there is a lot to see here. So stay tuned. This may be multiple episodes for this county as we go through and we learn all about this historical Mississippi Riverside County. All right, we are in Whitewater Township, Missouri, outside of this little old church, Niswonger Church. And there is this marker called historical marker. That is a first for us. I don't know if there was supposed to be another name, and when the engraver did it, he just put historical marker or what, but here we go. The Niswonger family came to this area from Lincoln County, North Carolina in a caravan of 20 families. They crossed the river on ice near St. Genevieve, January 1st, 1800. Then came south to the Whitewater Creeks, along which they settled. The family consisted of 3 generations. George Christopher, the immigrant from Switzerland, died in 1802, aged 110 years. His son, Joseph, married Katharina Seabow. They had 3 children. Joseph Jr., who was 12 years old. Catherine, who married Joseph Baker. Elizabeth, who married Martin Thomas. Joseph Jr. married Katie Limbaugh. They had the first generation of Niswongers born in Missouri as follows: Peter, David, Polly, Manuel, Joseph, Betsy, Ott, David. Founded the Niswonger Church in 1847 and was the first to be buried here. He married Mary A. Stearns. They had 10 children: John, Joseph, Cordelia, Sorelda, Rachel, Manuel, Bussy, David B., Sarah, Ann, Mary. Prior to 1891, family members were buried in the old cemetery 1 mile east near the original home site. And then here's the little cemetery over here. I don't think there was anything on the other side. Oh, there is something on the other side. It's a correction. This correction was made in 1996. The 110-year-old man was not George Christopher. At this time, it is not known for sure who he was. Ulrich Niswonger was the father of Joseph Sr. Katharina Seabow was really Katharina Statler, the daughter of Peter Statler Sr. She died June 13th, 1821, and Joseph died in 1833. They are buried in the old Niswonger Cemetery. All right, we are in Burfordville, Missouri. We're going to walk down there in a minute. They have a covered bridge down there that we're going to walk down and see, but we need to get the markers here first, and they're doing some construction around here, it looks like. But it says I think it's Burfordville. Yeah, Burfordville Covered Bridge. Here, where scenic Whitewater River spills over Bollinger Mill Dam, stands one of Missouri's few remaining covered bridges. The date, 1860, on East Pier marks beginning of construction, which, halted by the Civil War, was not completed until 1867. The early settlement here became, in 1870, Burfordville Post Office, probably named for its first postmaster. A marvel of wood engineering with its 140-foot self-supporting span, the bridge was built of yellow poplar by Cape Girardeau contractor Joseph Landsman. In 1950, the Missouri State Highway Commission restored the bridge. Go to the other side. Major George Frederick Bollinger built the first mill here in 1800 on a 640-acre grant from Louis Lorimeyer, Spanish commandant of Cape Girardeau district of Upper Louisiana. A German Swiss from North Carolina, Bollinger visited the area in 1796 and returned with 20 families. His mill became the largest and best in the district. The mill, damaged in the Civil War, later rebuilt, operated until 1950, and is now owned by the Cape Girardeau County Historical Society. Bollinger, an outstanding pioneer, militia major in War of 1812, was a noted legislator in territory and later state of Missouri. And as I said, I'm going to take you down here and walk, see the mill, and then we walk to the bridge. There's the sign for the Bollinger Mill State Historic Site. And here is the mill. It looks like we can go in there with, might we do that? Yeah. We're gonna go over here and see the bridge first, and then we'll go in there.
I think we're okay with,
All right, I'm gonna stop here and look over here at the water. Looks like they've got some way to guide the water in and out of the mill, I guess. Yeah. This is pretty cool. Ooh, okay, here we go. Well, I was kind of hoping there'd be some windows along the way, but you can see the construction. It's actually kind of pretty warm in here. Well, you can't really see much down this way. Okay, we're gonna go back across, and then we will go see what's inside the mill. And here we are, going inside the mill. Hi. How are you? I'm good. How are you?
good. Have you been here before?
Nope.
Oh, welcome. Feel free to take a look around.
Okay.
We have this floor in our basement open.
Okay.
It's a self-guided tour, but we've got tables in the back with all the history of the mill and information about how it operated.
Oh, okay.
Just come on and explore. If you have questions, just let me know.
All right. Thank you. I appreciate it. I wish I had time to go through here and read every board for y'all, but Cape Girardeau County is quite large, and these aren't actually each individual one on our list. But my goodness, if I were you, I would come here. This is a fantastic wonderfully preserved part of history here. I would love to just record every piece of this. Wow. So there you go, Bollinger Mill State Historic Site. All right, we are in Jackson, Missouri. There is some big festival going on, so if you hear music and things, that's what's going on. There's a lot of construction going on here around where we're at. I guess that's the courthouse is being rebuilt, or I'm not exactly sure if it's rebuilt or what, but this is all a big construction zone, and all the streets around here have food and activities and all kinds of stuff. But we're here for these markers right here. Thank goodness I could find them. I'm behind somebody's food cart. This one is most are poor and exceedingly dissipated. In 1838 and 1839, 12 detachments with at least 11,000 weary Cherokee passed through Jackson, Missouri on their journey to Indian Territory. Most of the groups followed the northern route of the Trail of Tears and came into town on Greens Ferry Road and then traveled northwest towards Farmington, Missouri. On December 1st, 1838, Jackson's newspaper, the Southern Advocate, reported that during the present week of 1900 of this tribe of Indians, which the government is engaged in removing, passed through our town. Some of them have considerable wealth and make a very respectable appearance, but most of them are poor and exceedingly dissipated. They still had 450 miles to go. And of course, there are the routes different routes that were taken. And they just kept them moving. It was really inhumane. I'm just going to let you read this little bit that's around here. They passed this way, home to thousands of men, women, and children. The Cherokee Nation once spread across parts of Georgia, North Carolina, Tennessee, and Alabama. The 1830 Indian Removal Act required that Cherokee surrender their land and move west. In 1838, more than 15,000 Cherokee began their trek west from their eastern homeland to Indian Territory, which is present-day Oklahoma, over the Trail of Tears. They traveled by roads and rivers. Many passed through Jackson, Missouri. More than 1,000 died during the journey westward, and more than 4,000 died as a result of their forced migration. You can pause and read some of this other information. I apologize for my reflection. That's just how the sun is going here. I'm trying to get it to you without me being in it. Okay. We are here at the Trail of Tears State Park. It's outside of Jackson, Missouri, but I think its address is Oriole. We are here for the Bushyhead Memorial. Bushyhead Memorial. Who was Princess Otaki? When this memorial was dedicated in 1961, legend said a Cherokee princess was buried here. Identified as the daughter of Reverend Jesse Bushyhead, that's his picture there, A leader of a contingent of Cherokees on the Trail of Tears, a local group erected this pagoda to honor Princess Otaki and all who died on the Trail of Tears. Recent research shows Otaki's real name was Nancy Bushyhead Walker Hildebrand, and that she was the sister of Reverend Bushyhead. At the time, the local residents gave her the courtesy title of princess. The Cherokees have a democratic form of government and do not recognize royalty. You can see a picture here of Nancy's grave. This memorial marks the area believed to be near Nancy's grave. A wooden cross erected on her grave burned in a woods fire just 30 years later. Local residents then mounded rocks and erected an iron cross. It says this memorial not only honors Nancy Bushyhead Walker Hildebrand, but all Cherokees forced to march from their homelands to Indian Territory on the route known today as the Trail of Tears. And here's the pagoda that they were talking about. And I guess this is now where she was buried. Here is buried Princess Otaki, daughter of Chief Jesse Bushyhead, wife of Sam Hildebrand, one of the several hundred Cherokee Indians who died here in the delayed, which was by ice, crossing of the Mississippi River in the United States government forced exodus from Tennessee, North Carolina, and Georgia to the Indian Territory, which is now Oklahoma, in the severe winter of 1838 to 39. And so this memorial here was erected in 1961. All right, we are at the Trail of Tears State Park, overlooking the Mississippi River. And we are here for this marker, and I've got it going looking somewhere else. Aha. There we go. Father Jacques Marquette, 1673 to 1973. In 1672, Louis Joliet and Father Jacques Marquette were commissioned by King Louis XIV to discover the course of the Mississippi River. On July 17, 1673, the expedition entered the Mississippi from the Wisconsin River and began its descent by canoe. On July 4th, 1673, the seven-man expedition passed the mouth of the turbulent Missouri River and later observed the confluence of the Ohio and Mississippi. Upon reaching an Arkansas Indian village near present Helena, July 17th, they were certain that the Mississippi flowed into the Gulf of Mexico. Fearful of the Spanish if they continued southward, at this point, Father Marquette and Joliet turned back. A dedicated and gentle priest, Father Marquette first brought the Word of God into the Mississippi Valley, gave the world an account of its lands, and with Joliet laid the basis for France's claim to the area. Born at Lyon, France, June 1st, 1637, Father Marquette died April 18th, 1675, on the eastern shore of Lake Michigan from the hardships of his missionary life. We are here overlooking the Mississippi River, and this marker, which was not on our list that we're going to add, is the Lewis and Clark expedition across Missouri. And of course, we talked back there about Marquette and his exploration for France. But this was later on, of course, and I'm not going to read it. You guys can zoom in and read. But it gives you the information of this area and what Lewis and Clark did as they went across Missouri. And you can see here, we're at the Trail of Tears State Park right here. And then it gives you the various, trails there. And it gives you some information from one of their journals. Lewis kept detailed journals. And here's well, it's been disfigured, but talking about the Shawnee presence, the Shawnee Indians in southeast Missouri. Here we go. All right, guys, that's the end of the first episode of Cape Girardeau County, Missouri. I hope that you learned and enjoyed it as much as I did. Stay tuned. We have more to learn in this county, and we will continue on the next episode of Historical Markers.